Yep. Jill Stein. So Jill is going to take a short, well-deserved break. Don't go away because she's going to come back. I'm going to take the floor for just 5 short minutes. A poor substitute indeed, but Jill will be back in 5 short minutes. So I'm going to ask if I could get a microphone. Jill, take a drink of water.
I will do that. Thank you, David.
All right, can we get a round of applause again for our presidential candidate, Jill Stein? You know, I have rarely been so nervous in following Dr. Jill Stein. But it is with courage that I take this podium because I have the great privilege to tell you what you can do right now because I know you're fired up. How can you not be? Hearing a presidential candidate actually tell the truth, actually talk about racism and sexism and class oppression, actually talk about the idea of transforming the social, political, and economic institutions of this country. So here's my challenge. We know many of you, it looks like over 1 million of you were participating in Facebook Live and Twitter and Periscope. So you know what I got for you? How about that one? Hey, Jill, we want to hear from you. We want you to talk directly to Dr. Jill Stein and share your thoughts. What's working? What could we do better? How can we actually build a movement to take and exercise state power? I'm going to say that again. To take and exercise state power. Because the Green Party is not merely a protest party. We are a movement party. As surely as the abolitionist or the women's suffrage movement or the trade union movement or the civil rights movement or the LGBT movement, every movement that takes itself seriously understands the need to build a broad, deep, conscious, militant social movement and an electoral arm of that movement. I want you to think about it for a moment, and I want to appeal directly to Black Lives Matter, Occupy Wall Street, the Move to Men campaign to abolish corporate constitutional rights, the movements to end the racist prison-industrial complex, the movements to address the climate crisis, the movements that are already engaging tens of millions of people, to ask you, honestly, do you hear any other candidates besides Jill Stein and Ajamu Baraka actually giving plans that will address the concerns that are motivating you to be social change agents? Because I don't think you're social change agents. I don't think you're merely activists. I don't think you're merely reacting. I think you're social change agents. I think you're actually committed to winning. And the Stein-Baraka campaign is connected to winning again. And that brings me to the next thing. Go to that website, jill2016.com/volunteer. I know you're fired up. Don't act like you ain't. How could you not be? So we want your energy. We want your sweat equity. We want your ideas. We want your brilliance. We want your love. We want you to work with us, right? We want to collaborate with you. You'll see a different kind of campaign. And I'm going to say it, y'all. You're going to see a campaign that is intersectional. You're going to see a campaign that takes head on patriarchy and white supremacy. You'll see a campaign that does not shy away from the reality of this society and says, we are going to actually build a culture where we call each other in to our greater good. Call each other in to the recognition that we're sisters and brothers in this fight and this struggle. And that different people, because of the history of how they occupy this world, in what kind of body they're in, have had different lived experiences, but nobody's expendable. Every single one of them are actually important. Again, I want to remind you the hashtag Hey Jill. We want to hear from you. That's hashtag Hey Jill. And I got to tell you, my fundraiser would be mad at me if I didn't say this. Jill2016.com donate. Come on, y'all. We are talking about raising millions of dollars for peaceful, nonviolent revolution. Surely you got $50 that you can throw in. If you ain't got 50, make it 25. If you ain't got 25, make it 10, right? Everybody can give what they can. You know, as a fundraiser, as somebody, I like raising money for social change. And I'm not scared of it because you know what I know? That what we do with money is the goddess's own work. We're actually dedicated to making that level of change, and we can do it, and we do it. So I will never tell anybody, give till it hurts. I hate that phrase, don't you? Give till it hurts. Don't give till it hurts. I don't want you to hurt. I don't want anybody to hurt. But I'll also say this. I don't want to tell you, give till you feel good, because I hope you already feel good. I hope you already feel good about the work that you're doing. I hope you're inspired to feel good. I hope it doesn't take money to make you either feel good or feel bad. So I'm going to actually make this challenge to you. I'm going to look you right in the eye and tell you this. Give till it feels right. And I don't know how much that is. For some of you, you could easily give $2,700. That's the maximum amount that any individual can give. So if you can afford to do that, if you're inspired to do that, give that much. If you can give $1,000, give that. If you can give $500, give that. If you can give $100, give that. If you can give $50, give that. You see what I'm saying? Give till it feels right to you. And I don't know what that right amount is, but you need to do it. And because all the young people have told me the importance of hashtags, hashtag Hey Jill, right? Hashtag Hey Jill. Let's make that trend, because what Jill wants to hear from you, Dr. Stein actually wants to hear from you. That hashtag will give you an opportunity to talk directly to her. And believe me, she actually reads that. And she actually will incorporate those things in her talking points. So as I prepare to give the floor back to Dr. Jill Stein to continue this, we want to make sure that you continue to participate. JillStein.com, you got to sign up. You know, this movement is getting larger, stronger, and better organized every day. And I want you to think a moment about what you just experienced. What you saw was a people's platform and a people's campaign that actually challenged the corporate control of the narrative, and using technology, the open internet, using your sweat equity and interest to insert ourselves into a debate to shift the power in this country. And as Dr. Jill Stein says, it's in our hands. And with that, I want to welcome back to the stage Dr. Jill Stein.
Thank you. So I guess I'm going to hear your questions. And again, as David said, send me your questions at hashtag Hey Jill. And I just have to give a big thank you to David Cobb and a thank you to all of our staff for our campaign, and to Ajamu Baraka, who is here tonight with me, and to his staff as well. So I just want to give a big thank you, if I could. Another round of applause for all the great work you guys are doing. And send me your questions. I will give a lightning round reply to them, because I understand Twitter gives me exactly 30 seconds and no more. So these are going to be really quick replies.
Okay, our first question is actually a quote, and we'd like you to talk about that quote. That one is from Martin Luther King when he says, "When there is injustice anywhere, it is a threat to justice everywhere." What does that mean to you?
That means that we must work together to fight for racial justice and social justice and climate justice and for peace and women's justice. At the end of the day, all justice runs together, but together we are absolutely unstoppable.
Another question is from Kyra L. Moore, who says, would it cost less to write off all student loan debt than the Wall Street bailout cost?
Great question. Yes, it costs far less. So we came up with $16 trillion to bail out Wall Street. What we need to bail out student loan debtors is $1.3 trillion. We can certainly come up with that money. There is no more important investment for our future and for our society than our younger generation.
This one is from Shelby, who says, "Hey Jill, what are your opinions and stances on NAFTA and the TPP?"
On NAFTA, it was a disaster that sent our jobs overseas and depressed wages here at home. The TPP is even worse. It is NAFTA on steroids. Not only, same thing for our jobs and our wages, but it